Everyone. So after seeing agent advertisement, next we are going to see what is agent solicitation and what is registration, mobile node registration. So in the last video we saw how agents can be found after moving into the foreign network. When a mobile node moves into the foreign network, it waits for agent advertisements from foreign agent, or if it is moving back into the home network, then it also waits for the agent advertisement from the home agent. But if there are no agent advertisement present in the network and still you are waiting for receiving those advertisements, or the time between two consecutive agent advertisements is too large that you are not receiving any COA or you are not receiving any address, then what to do? So in that situation, what mobile node has to do is send a agent solicitation message. Okay, because mobile node without any address is of no use, because it will not be able to accept any packets from anywhere. So if you are not receiving advertisement, you have to send agent solicitation message. Typically, a mobile node can send three solicitation messages, one per second, as soon as it enters the new network. So as soon as mobile node enters a foreign network, it sends a three solicitation messages if it does not receive the advertisement, and these three messages are sent one per second. That means within 3 seconds all three messages will be sent out. Now these messages are similar to the messages used in the fixed network, which are router solicitation messages. So same message format is used for this one. So in this video we are not going to see structure of solicitation message, because same can be found out in the fixed network. But what if after the three solicitation messages you still do not receive the care of address? So if you are moving into a foreign network, you don't get any advertisement. Okay, so you are sending a agent solicitation message. You have sent out three solicitations, but still you have not acquired any COA. Then if this does not happen, that means if this does happen, that means there is no agent present in the network, or maybe agent is too busy. So at that time we should take care that the mobile node, that is us, should not flood the network with our request. So to avoid this, solicitations must be decreased at a rate of exponential to avoid flooding the network. What's the meaning of exponential decrease? So initially we are sending three messages, solicitation messages, which are at 1 per second. So next time if you don't get any reply, next three solicitations will be sent at 1 per 2 seconds. Even then, if you don't receive any messages, then next time you will send 1 per 4 second, then 1 per 8 second, and this goes on until maximum interval between solicitations is reached. That maximum interval is 1 minute. So after that you have to stop and you have to conclude that there are no agents available for giving you COA. But this situation occurs very rarely, as someone will give you a COA, either FA or by the DHCP you will be able to acquire the COA. Okay, so all in all, we can summarize that either by agent advertisement or by agent solicitation, we will acquire a COA, or mobile node will acquire a COA. Now, the next step, after acquiring a COA, you are able to receive the packets, but still you will not receive packets because your exact location or your COA is not known to the home agent, because home agent is the main router which is responsible for delivering packets to you or delivering packets to mobile node. So next step is registration. But agent solicitation is not done only for acquiring a COA. Sometimes we have a COA but our connection is poor. That means our communication is not up to the required QoS standards. So in that case also we can send a solicitation message to change the connection. Okay, so in that case also we can send solicitation messages, and after that we can start with the registration process. So the next step for mobile node after acquiring the COA is the registration with the home agent if we are in the foreign network, or if we are coming back to the home network again we have to do the re-registration. So let's see how registration can be done. Now having received the COA, MN has to register with the home agent. The main purpose of this registration is to inform home agent about current location of the mobile node for correct forwarding of packets. Because if your address is changed, home agent must know it, otherwise home agent will not be able to provide or forward packets to mobile node or to you. So registration can be done in two different ways depending on where is your COA. That means if your COA is at your foreign agent, then registration is done differently compared to if your COA is acquired by DHCP, which is COA at the mobile node, which is also called as co-located COA, then registration can be done differently. So let's see both the methods one by one. So first case, if care of address is at foreign agent, then how to do the registration. So on your screen you can see simple timing activity or activity timing diagram or flow diagram, what we can say, which happens between mobile node, foreign agent and home agent. So when mobile node acquires a COA, it sends a registration request to foreign agent, because foreign agent is a place where your care of address will be located. So once this foreign agent receives the registration request, it understands that this has to be forwarded to home agent. So it forwards the same request to home agent. Now once registration request is received by the home agent, now home agent sets up a mobility binding. That means it sets up a kind of a context. So what is inside that binding? It binds IP address of mobile node to care of address. So it's just like, for example, when we do not have network coverage, we can forward our calls to some other number. So automatically calls will be forwarded to that new number. So in the similar case, that is analogy. If packets are arrived at our IP address, now home agent should be able to forward this to the care of address. Okay, so home agent performs mobility binding, which maps COA to the IP address of the mobile node. Additionally, this binding also contains the lifetime for which this registration is valid. That means once you register, for how much time this registration remain valid. Now why there is a restriction on lifetime of registration? Because sometimes after registration, after few seconds or after few minutes, if mobile nodes leaves the foreign network again, then that binding should be deleted. But if there is no restriction on timing of the registration, then that binding will remain valid for infinite amount of time, and it is a waste of IP addresses, because COA is also a kind of IP address. So binding should expire after certain interval of time to avoid such cases, or to avoid addresses which are no longer used. Okay, so because of this lifetime restriction, mobile node has to re-register itself before binding is expired. Okay, so after setting up the mobility binding, HA sends a reply to foreign agent that registration is successful, or maybe it may be rejected also. There may be several reasons, but let's consider registration was successful. So reply was sent by home agent to foreign agent, and foreign agent forwards the same reply to mobile node, and your registration is complete. Okay, so when registration reply is received, our registration is complete, and now mobile node will start receiving the packets. Okay, so how these registration messages look like, or how these registration replies look like, so let's see that. But before going to that, first we should consider second case also. I forgot it completely. So in the second case, when mobile node acquires a COA from DHCP, so co-located COA. COA is at a mobile node. So in that case, foreign agent is not involved because you are acquiring COA from DHCP. So in that case, communication for registration will happen directly between mobile node and home agent. So this is a much simpler process. Okay, so in that case, mobile node sends a registration request message to directly home agent. If it is accepted, the same process will be carried out, like assigning mobility binding, then declaring the lifetime for which this registration is valid. All the same stuff will be done by home agent, and reply will be directly given to the mobile node. And this is the same process which is carried out when mobile node moves back into the home network. Okay, so case 2 is applicable to two scenarios: when mobile node acquires COA from DHCP. When mobile node acquires COA from DHCP, that is the first scenario, or when mobile node moves back into the home network, again it re-registers itself with the home agent. So in these two scenarios, second case is applicable. Okay, so now we can see how this registration is done, or what is the format for registration. So for registration request messages are sent by the mobile node. Now on your screen you are seeing certain packet format. Now for sending registration request, obviously IP packets are used. So IP packets contain a payload field in which this registration format is inserted in the payload feed of IP packet, and this IP packet is sent over a UDP to the foreign agent and subsequently home agent. So at transport layer we are not using TCP, but we will use UDP for registration request. Why? We will see. And at network layer we will use IP packets for sending, not ICMP packets. We will be sending IP packets for because we now have a COA, so we can use IP packets for sending registration request, and this format is included in the payload of the IP packet. Okay, so why we are using UDP? Because UDP is having low overhead, that means it is faster than TCP and gives a better performance in the wireless environment. Okay, so if we are using IP packet, it must have source address and destination address. So for IP packet, source address will be IP address of mobile node, and destination address will be IP address of home agent. Okay, or if it is case 1, then not directly home agent, first it will be foreign agent and then it will be home agent. So first mobile node sends IP packet to foreign agent. Again I have written home agent. First it will be foreign agent and then home agent, because foreign agent will use same packet and forward it with destination address equal to home agent. Okay, now in the UDP packet, destination port is set to 434, which understands that this is a registration message. Okay, now let's look at the different field involved in the registration. So the type field for registration is set to 1. It indicates registration request. Then there are several individual bit. We will see that at the end. Then followed by that there is a lifetime, as I said, for how much time you want this registration to be valid. Mobile node suggests that it wants this registration to be valid for certain amount of time, and that time is indicated in lifetime field. Followed by home address. Home address is now IP address of the mobile node. That was IP address acquired in the home network. So it's the original IP address which is valid in the home network. Because binding has to be done, so this home address should be mapped to COA. Okay. Okay. So next field is a home agent. Now home agent field indicates to which agent this particular registration request should be sent. Okay. Then followed by COA. Now COA is newly acquired after solicitation or advertisement. That COA is mentioned in the registration request, so that this home address will be mapped to this particular COA. And it also indicates the endpoint of a tunnel. Now COA may be at foreign agent or it may be at mobile node itself. Then there is a identification field or ID field. It is a 64-bit field which is used to match registration request with the replies. So let's say you are sending a registration request with ID 12 or 1234. Okay, and you are waiting for confirmation from home agent whether registration was accepted or not. For a long time you have not received a reply, so you will send again new registration request. That time ID will change to some next value, let's say 1256. Now after sending registration with this ID, you have received a reply from a home agent. Then you have to check which registration has been accepted, whether the first one is accepted or second one is accepted. So to confirm that, this ID is very useful. Okay, so this field is primarily included to protect against replay attacks of the registration. Sometimes intruder will try to flood the network using registration request message by sending too many requests. So to avoid that, this particular ID field is very useful. And the last field is extension. It contains parameters, additional parameters such as authentication, encryption, and so on. So at least authentication parameters must be mentioned in the registration request message. So minimum requirement for extension is including authentication parameters. Now let's look at the 8 bits which are used. The first of which is S, that indicates if S is equal to 1, that means you want simultaneous bindings. That means if this is not the first time you are registering, sometimes you are registering for the second time. Remember, lifetime indicates amount of time for which registration is valid. So before lifetime expires, you send a new registration request. So at that time, you don't want previous registration to be invalid immediately. So there comes a point for short moment of period, you have two bindings, and to retain that period, simultaneous binding is set to 1. Obviously this is to avoid disconnectivity and avoid loss of data during re-registration. Okay, because if when second time you are re-registering, then it may be accepted, it may be rejected. Based on that, you don't want to lose any data. So that's why this simultaneous binding is very useful. Okay, next bit is B. B is equal to 1 indicates mobile node wants to receive broadcast packets also. Okay, now sometimes you can avoid using broadcast packets because because you are moving into the foreign network. That means you are not part of the current network actually, so you don't want to accept any broadcast packets within that network. So you can request that by setting B is equal to 1. Same thing can be applied if you do not want to receive any broadcast packet from home network also, because you no longer belong to home network. So in that case B bit is very useful. Then next is D. D indicates decapsulation. Remember, packet arrives at foreign agent encapsulated. So who is doing the decapsulation? Whether foreign agent will do decapsulation or mobile node, that is indicated by D field. Okay, so decapsulation D field is equal to 1 indicates decapsulation by mobile node, that is used for co-located COA. Then next two bits are type of encapsulation that is used by the mobile node, that is minimal or GRE, and R, small r, which was previously used for compression, now it is 0 and ignore. T, similar to the agent advertisement, whether mobile node supports reverse tunneling or it is requesting reverse tunneling or not, that is mentioned by T field. If T is equal to 1, that means mobile node is requesting reverse tunneling also, and X, which is also 0, and it is ignored by the home agent. So these are the fields in the registration request. Once home agent receives this request, it performs this mobility binding and sends out the reply. So let's see how the replies are sent. Registration reply is a relatively easier format. There is no individual bits involved in this one. So registration reply, similar to registration request, uses a UDP for transportation. The type field is 3. It indicates it is a registration reply message, followed by a code field which indicates status of registration request, whether registration was accepted, if it was accepted, what are the conditions, if it is rejected, why it was rejected. So many things are mentioned using this code field. We will see details of this code field in the next slide. Then the lifetime field, whether requested lifetime is accepted or not, that is also indicated in the lifetime field. Again, it is seconds, the registration is valid if it was successful. Then followed by home address. Now home address is a IP address of MN that we all know, it was requested in the registration request. Then there is a home agent, here should be home address. Then there is a home agent, which home agent is giving you the reply, that is mentioned IP of a home agent, IP address of home agent. And then identification field, which is again same ID which is sent in the registration request, for which this reply is valid. So if it was first time, we use 1234 as ID. If this reply is for that registration request, same ID is copied into this particular field. And then again there is an extension part which is not mentioned in this particular diagram. So extension part again also must include at least authentication parameter for confirmation of mobile node identity. So this is how registration can be accepted or rejected. Now what happens for the code field? So the code field of the registration reply has several codes. If registration is accepted, that means it is successful. Code can be either 0 or 1. 0 means simple, that is registration is accepted. 1 means registration is accepted but simultaneous binding is not supported. So you have to expire your previous binding and then only you can re-register. Okay, so that is indicated by code 1. If registration is denied, there can be two reasons why registration can be denied. Once registration can be denied by the foreign agent, or it can be denied also by the home agent. Okay, so there are several reasons registration can be denied. For example, if foreign agent or home agent, both of them or one of them, have too many nodes to handle, they cannot accept any more registration, they can reject your registration request. So for that code is 65. Then if they do not have any sufficient resources, then they can reject your registration request by the code 66. Okay, if authentication is failed by mobile node or home agent, different codes are used like 67, 68 by foreign agent. Same reasons can be given by home agent using different codes 129, 130, 131 and so on. Okay, so all in all, this table shows you all the reasons why registration, what is the status of your registration. And after successful registration, now you will be able to, or you will start receiving packets, or mobile node will start receiving packets. Okay, I hope it is understood, because it's very simple process. So the process is, once you move into the foreign network, first acquire a COA by agent advertisement or agent solicitation. After acquiring COA, register yourself with the home agent so that home agent is aware of your location, and then you will start receiving the packets. That's all for today. Thank you.